here you have this version. So this time, this is the jQuery implementation, drag and drop. Yeah, you can see, we can do the same thing. Yeah. But here, I like to explain the basic idea of the jQuery way. Yeah. Actually, it's pretty simple. The code part, you just do the minimum code. Yeah, let me show you how much code you need to write to get this feature. Yeah, so, all right. First, you need to include, other than our jQuery library, you need another part of the jQuery library, jQuery UI. Just the jQuery part, not enough. You need a jQuery UI part. So here, let me show you. Yeah. Here, see? Yeah. jQuery UI. Yeah, these two, CDN links, these two CDN links, you include, then you can use the jQuery UI features. Yeah. Then the standard jQuery. Yeah. After these three links, now you are ready to do drag and drop using jQuery. How much code? Minimum, very simple. Yeah. So let me show you how much code you need to do. Drag and drop JQ, this little, see? Dollar, parenthesis, function, in the function, I just make the span tag draggable. That's it. Then all the span tags will be draggable. That's it. That's all you need to do. Okay? Yeah. Selector dot draggable. You're done. Okay? Yeah. So if you like to use this way in our 10-gram puzzle, one, yeah. So you can use the span way, or you can use the class way. Yeah. Because we can define 7 pieces of 10 gram under the same class, right? Same class, you select that class, then all the elements under that class are draggable. Then you can do that feature, okay? The draggable feature. Yeah. All right. So that's the draggable part. Then after draggable part, yeah, remember the fine tune. So today I want to give you this example. Rotate pieces. Rotate. Yeah. Because when you move the 10-gram pieces, you may like to rotate some of the pieces. Yeah. Otherwise, it's hard to put them together to get a special figure. All right. So here, look at, so these two side by side, left-hand side, I use the JavaScript way to do the rotation. Right-hand side, I use the jQuery way to do the rotation. Okay, yeah. All right. So just one piece. I just do one piece. Yeah. Click this button. Yeah. Rotate 45 degrees. Yeah. 45 degrees. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In my PowerPoint slides, I will explain how to do it. Yeah. Yeah. I upload this example. Rotate piece.zip example in module 1 part D. So you can download 2 examples you can download from today's lecture. Then the jQuery version, yeah, we can also do this. Okay, all right. Then our project, yeah, left-hand side, that's the standard 10-gram puzzle, that square containing 7 pieces. Right-hand side, I will put a new figure. I will put a target figure, okay? Yeah, so here I have something in my mind, but I need to draw it. Yeah, I need to spend some time to draw that target figure, okay? Then in your program, first, you can use drag and drop from left-hand side, put it in the target right-hand side, okay? Yeah, drag and drop. But if you only use drag and drop, still, not sufficient because we need more control. Drag and drop, you move it very fast, but you need to fine tune. Okay, yeah. Other than the drag and drop, at the bottom part, you need to rotate button. Yeah, because the angle is not right. You need to rotate certain degrees. Okay. After rotate, then you also need fine tune because drag and drop pretty rough. You drop it at a position not very accurate, right? Yeah. You need to do fine tune. So other than the rotate button, we need a fine tune, 4 fine tune buttons: up, down, left, right. Every time you click that button, you move 1 pixel because fine tune. We just move, you know, the smallest unit, 1px up, down, left, right. So you drag and drop, put very close to the place, then you do fine tune. Yeah. So at the end, you make that target figure. Okay. Yeah. The best you can. If you can do that, then you're done. That's the whole project. Okay. That's my plan. So in my description, I will write this kind of description clearly in the HTML document. Then I post. So you follow the, requirements. Then you download the examples. Yeah. So those examples here, the rotation feature you learn here, you just do some simple modification. You can do the fine tune, up, down, left, right. Okay. The same logic. Okay. You just modify different CSS properties, different properties. Yeah. But you just change the value of the properties the same way. Okay. Then you can make it. So you have everything. You can make it. Yeah. That's our first project. Okay. Any question regarding the first project? Yeah. All right. So later, anytime you have a question, you can ask me. Yeah. So because we have discussion board, you just post there. Yeah. So I will give you the explanation there. Yeah, so everybody can see it. Yeah. All right. So now let's move to today's lecture. But remember, we have 1.5 page left from last lecture. 1.5 page left. So let me finish that part first. So then we start today's new lecture. Part C, yeah, we are here. We are in the middle. Yeah, a general purpose software application. Yeah, well, at this point. Yeah, so let me move down to this point. Yeah, right here. Yeah. Another line. Yeah, here. Yeah. So yeah, I need to change the pen color. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, dismissed, right. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, because I talk about a lot of things. Then when I jump there, I forgot. Yeah. All right. Here, we are talking about DBMS is a general purpose software application. It does not rely on business specifics. Yeah. But for any business, we can use this general software package. We can, do the database management operations. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Usually running on database servers, especially for large database. So there is another dedicated servers for database related operations. Yeah. Data center, yeah, large number of servers. Yeah. Yeah, because you need to provide the services for the whole world. Yeah. Yeah. So you want to use the dedicated servers. Yeah. All right. So here you can see you need a very powerful database servers for big database applications. Yeah. All right. For this class, after you install the MySQL database, the server is also installed. Okay, yeah. So every time when we need to start developing a web application using MySQL database, we need to start two servers. The first one, Apache web server to run our web applications. Second, then we need to start MySQL database server. Yeah. So we know each server is running on different port number. One port number, you can only run one service. Yeah. So otherwise, if one port number is occupied, you cannot run another different service, software service. Yeah. So for the port number, here, let me talk about the port number a little bit. Port numbers for servers. Yeah. The first one, HTTP web server. Okay. We need a port number. Yeah. So there is a default HTTP port number, default. Yeah. Default, that means you do not need to specify it. Default port. Default port number is 80. Yeah. This 80 number is the default port number. Okay? That means you do not need to type port number. You just type your domain name, hit enter, there you use the 80 port number, HTTP, default, 8 port number. Yeah. But if you use non-default, you have to specify the port number, okay? Domain name, colon, non-default port number, okay? Yeah. So for example, if non-default, yeah, for non-default case, okay, yeah. So you may type, for example, www some domain .com, for example. After that, colon port. Here I use 90. Okay, colon after your domain name. Okay, yeah. There you use the non-default. Yeah. But usually people use the default. Yeah, because otherwise you need to tell people what's the port number, right? Yeah. It's hard to memorize the port number. Yeah. But for internal people, then you can tell, because you want to hide something, right? Yeah. For internal people, some special services you don't want to expose to the outside people. Yeah. You want to only make accessible for small group of people. Then you can use some special port number, for example. Okay. All right. Then for MySQL case, yeah, MySQL database server, MySQL server, you also need to run on the port number. Okay, yeah. The default MySQL port number, yeah. MySQL has its own default port number. Yeah, yeah. But that default is the MySQL default, but not for this default. We mean this default we do not type. The MySQL default, you need to type it explicitly. Yeah. It's 3306. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So by default, if you do not change it, if you do not change this port number, MySQL Server, by default, it runs under this port number. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's the two different servers you need to use in our two programming web projects, number 2 and number 3. Yeah. All right. Next, exception. Here, I like to just let you know. Yeah, we won't use it. Yeah. Another type of DBMS not running on the database server. Not running on the database server. Yeah. So we call it embedded databases powered by database engines. Yeah. So here I like to mention this special case. Not because if you use the database server, you need to provide URL and a port, right? Yeah. Database server, in order to access it, you need to provide URL plus port number. So that could be accessed by all people in the world, okay? Everywhere in the world. Yeah. Yeah. So definitely, for users, yeah, you can have internal access, external access. External access just through web application that everyone can access. But internal, yeah, because you need to write a code to access, you need to provide username, password, account information. Not everyone can access internally. So username, password, internal. Yeah. So as programmers, developers, yeah, you need to access database internally. All right. And here, for this embedded data, usually they're relatively small DBMS. Small DBMS, okay? Embedded, so we do not use the internet to access the small database. So usually embedded in mobile devices, okay? Think about, if we want to develop some apps, yeah, you want to install on mobile devices, and your apps, you do not want your app rely on internet, okay, connection, yeah, Wi-Fi, internet, data connection. Yeah. Even if there is no data connection, you want to make your app support all the basic operations. Then you can embed a small DBMS in your app. Yeah. In that case, there is a small DBMS engine power all the queries. Yeah. You do not use remote server. Okay? You do not need to do. So you can do all the work locally on your phone, even without data access. Okay? So that's the embedded version of DBMS. Sometimes you may need to use this way, right? Yeah, yeah. So here, just let you know. So I will not show you how to do it. Yeah. For this class, we use the database server one. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So the properties, this type of DBMS, pretty small. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So here I give you the idea. The whole DBMS could be as small as 1 megabyte. How about that? The size. Because you need to run all the basic queries. Still a lot of different queries you want to run. Okay? Yeah. So 1 megabyte, that size, you can do, most of the commonly used database queries. Yeah. All right. Yeah, contain basic functions. Yeah, 90-something% of our everyday life operations. No. Because most frequently used database query operations are the basic queries. Yeah. So for some very complicated queries, it's rare. Yeah. It's not common. It's rare. So this small embedded DBMS, yeah, you may not be able to do some of the very complex queries. So for that part, you need to leave. Yeah. So in that part, you need to leave when the data connection is available. Then you need to use the remote database server to do complex queries. Yeah. For most part, relatively simple queries you can do locally. So that's for this embedded DBMS situation. Yeah. All right. Work locally. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. Then, so back to the general DBMS. You can see the software, how to implement the whole DBMS software. It could be very complicated. Yeah. So there are many sophisticated, built-in efficient algorithms. Yeah. Inside. For this class, we will talk about some of those fast search algorithms, how to find required data in a fast way. Yeah. So we will talk about the high level general idea, yeah. Not much details. Yeah. So we just understand the, high level, not too much details, yeah, but we just have basic understanding for this part. Yeah. All right. More properties of DBMS. Yeah. So think about how people build. Yeah. Here we talk about database, DBMS, vendor people. Yeah. So they build this product, a commercial product. Okay. Yeah. So based on some database model. Yeah. All right. So what's the model? In the design, yeah. So some people, they need to design the DBMS, the structure, the logical structure of a database. Yeah. So it's a big project, it's very complicated. Yeah. All right. And in this model, these basic things need to be specified. How to store, organize, and manipulate the data. Yeah. So you need to find a way to do these basic things. Yeah. But for different DBMS products, yeah, there are many vendors, many different DBMS products. The ways to do these things are different. Yeah. So each vendor, they have their own way to implement these details. All right, yeah. So here, the most commonly used model, relational database, DBMS, relational model. So relational DBMS, people also call RDBMS. Yeah, relational, RDBMS, relational DBMS. So this type, we call it traditional. So the traditional DBMS, and it occupies the biggest share of the market. So for the regular business, people use the relational DBMS. But recently, non-traditional DBMS for social networks becomes more and more important. Yeah, so we will talk about that later. Yeah. Non-traditional. Yeah. But even with that, traditional still very useful. Okay? Do not treat the non-traditional DBMS will sooner or later to replace traditional. No, it's not that case. Okay? It's not that case. Yeah. The traditional. So non-traditional DBMS are not developed to replace, for the purpose to replace traditional. No. Okay? They have their own special jobs to do. Okay? Non-overlap. They have their own special type of jobs to do. Now, for the usual business, we use the traditional DBMS. So that situation. Yeah. All right. Operations through standard language SQL, industry standard. I mentioned last time, SQL, industry standard. Yeah. But regarding this industry standard, when we talk about SQL language, actually there are two parts. The two parts. The standard part, the first part, that's the standard part. Yeah. And the second part called extended part. Okay, yeah. So here, the first part, the standard part, this part adopted by every vendor. Okay, yeah. The standard part, every vendor, you must implement the standard SQL part. Okay, yeah. No option. Yeah. But for extended part, the standard extended part, each vendor, you have your freedom to implement the extended SQL features. Yeah. So different vendors, they implement this extended SQL features differently. Yeah, differently. Okay, yeah. So this part actually making the DBMS switch very hard. Yeah. Think about if you want to switch from one DBMS to another one. Think about, yeah. How about switching from MySQL SQL to Oracle? Okay, yeah. Imagine first we read our database queries using MySQL syntax. Okay, so all the query statements we use the MySQL syntax. Okay. After some time, suddenly you need to change to Oracle DBMS. Okay, yeah. In order to translate your MySQL style query statements to Oracle style SQL statements, not easy, not easy. If the statements using the standard SQL part, no change, because every DBMS uses the same way. But some parts, a lot of features belong to extended SQL. A lot of features belong to extended SQL. Okay, yeah. If you use the MySQL extended features, then you need to do translation. You need to rewrite them in the Oracle way. That's non-trivial. You need to do a lot of work. That translation part, very difficult. Very difficult. So that's the current situation. Okay? Current situation. This kind of translation. Yeah. Later, when we discuss some other topics, I will give you examples. So in MySQL, so we do this way, and in Oracle, we do different ways. Now, I may give you a few examples. So let you feel about it. Question? No. All right. No. Okay, good. Yeah. Then, so what basic things do in DBMS? The first type basic thing, data definition. Data definition. Now, how do you describe your data? Okay. Yeah. For example, table definition. How do you organize your data in tables? Table, yeah, here. The table concept, very important in relational DBMS, RDBMS, table. Yeah. So we know what is the table. Okay. Yeah. But in relational DBMS model, one table is called one relation. Okay. The official name for a table is relation. Okay. A table is a relation. Okay. Yeah. The formal name of table is relation. Table is the business name. In the business world, we use table. Okay. In academia, we use relation. Academia. Yeah, because this database model started in academia. Yeah. Academia people, they created database model first. Yeah. Then commercialize, implement in the business world. So the terminology used in academia and the business world different. Okay, the same concept in different places, we call them differently. Yeah, all right. Then data manipulation. Queries, yeah. So how to implement different query operations in DBMS, 4 basic operations. And much more here, just example. Yeah. All those things must be implemented in DBMS. And the data control also, other than above 2 things, data control also important. So what's the data control? Grant privileges to specified users. Permission, different users, you need to grant different levels of permissions. Some tables, certain users cannot access. No. And so those data control, you also need to implement in DBMS. All right, and so on. Okay, all right. So that's the part C part. Okay, so we finished the part C part. All right. Already a lot of time. More than about 40 minutes. But let's switch. Switch to part D. First, I still like to talk about web technology review. This time I want to give you a simple introduction to Bootstrap. For some students, if you're not familiar with this, let me explain quickly this technology. And because it's very popular, so if you have chance, we try to use this technology. All right. All right. So first, how to use Bootstrap. Yeah, similar to the way we use jQuery. Yeah, right. Yeah. First, if you go to W3 schools to learn the tutorials for Bootstrap, there are 3 versions: B3, B4, and B5. Yeah. B5 or BS5 Bootstrap version 5, the newest, the current version. Why they keep 2 older versions? The reason many people, many companies, they use the older versions. So they support these 3 different versions in parallel. Yeah, all right. And the B3, B4, they need to use jQuery for many of their features. But B5, they do not use jQuery. You can see all the features are implemented by JavaScript. They do not use jQuery. So you can think about why the newest version, they have some reason. Yeah. They didn't explain. This is just a fact. Okay? Yeah. But there must be some reason behind. Yeah, they have their good reason. Yeah. So that's the reason when we study JavaScript, jQuery, we need to know both. Yeah. Because sometimes you need to use JavaScript, sometimes you need to use jQuery. Yeah. Here you can see, yeah, JavaScript comes back the old time. Yeah, JavaScript we mean the old time JavaScript. Okay, much older. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Most popular HTML, CSS, and JavaScript framework. Yeah. For developing responsive mobile-first websites. Yeah. Yeah. And actually, this technology belongs to Facebook. Facebook. Yeah. But now they contribute this technology to the community. Okay. Web technology community. Yeah. So now, you know, the web technology community, you know, very popular using this one, yeah, because a lot of nice features. Yeah. Yeah. And for our first project, our project number 1, first one, because I asked you to use some special buttons. So those buttons, we need to use some special, well-designed icons for those buttons. That's called, you know, glyphicons. Glyphicons, those little graphic icons, that part is called glyphicons. Okay, yeah. Some company create a set of glyphicons. Yeah. It's not free. It's not free. Yeah. But they make that set of glyphicons available only for B3. Okay. Only for B3 it's available. Now, if you look at the Bootstrap tutorials, only when you go to B3, you can see all the glyphicons. Okay, yeah, listen. There is one link, one tab, you can see all the glyphicons. But when you move to B4, B5, it's gone. Okay, B4 and B5, no glyphicons. Okay, yeah. So in version 4, version 5, you cannot use glyphicons. Think about that. That's the reason some companies, they still use the version 3. Yeah. That means some of the version 3 features not available in version 4, version 5. So those companies, they take the version 3. Yeah.
What version do you want to use for projects?
For project 1, version 3, because we need to use 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Graphicals. Rotate. You saw my rotate, the little icon I used. Yeah, that's the Graphicon. Right? So rotate Graphicon, left arrow, up, down, right. Yeah, so you find another 4 different Graphicons. Yeah, so you put in your buttons. Yeah. In my example, I show you how to put in a button. Yeah, so you just use that way. Yeah, so you put a total 5 buttons, Graphicon buttons. Yeah, yeah. So not pretty straightforward. Yeah. All right. Then another thing. So what's called this responsive web applications. Now, think about when we make web pages, after you change the size of the display size can change, right? Think about it. What would happen when the display sizes change? A lot of things could change, right? Because your components, your web components could be messed up. Okay? Yeah, because people can drag, enlarge, shrink, change the size. Then your design, your GUI components could be messed up. Okay? Yeah. So that's the usual way. Yeah. This responsive approach, they try to make, when you change the size, still there is some natural flow to organize the GUI components in some good way. So you can see, oh, not too bad. Yeah, because they follow some flow structure. Still, yeah, the screen becomes narrower. Then they regroup, rearrange the GUI components automatically for you. So you do not need to change your code. Okay? So that's the responsive idea. Okay? Yeah. So you only write one code, yeah. Then the responsive features will take care of the size change. Okay? Yeah. So that's the idea. Yeah. May not be perfect. May not be perfect. Yeah. But that's the best they can do. Yeah. All right. Mobile first websites. Yeah. So because right now many people use the mobile devices. So they want to make, so when they design this Bootstrap package, they want to make the mobile device friendly. So very friendly for mobile device users. Yeah. So they put this high priority. So mobile first, the highest priority for mobile users. Yeah. All right. So that's their basic idea. Yeah. How to include, for us programmers, how to include 2 ways. One way, download. Yeah. But most people use the CDN, similar to that jQuery. Yeah. Most people use the CDN links. Yeah. But this one, it needs 3 CDN links. Yeah. But one of them is the jQuery. Yeah. One of the 3 jQuery, because V3 version 3 you need to include jQuery. Yeah. Version 5 you do not need to include jQuery, but you need to include Bootstrap their own JavaScript library, because they wrote many special JavaScript functions. You need to download their JavaScript library functions. Yeah. Yeah. Replace jQuery functions by JavaScript functions. That's the version 5. Okay. All right. Yeah. Here I give you the version 3 example. Yeah, because for this project, we need to use version 3. Yeah. Yeah. Here you can see, other than the CSS link, then you have a jQuery link, then you have a JavaScript. You also you have a group of JavaScript functions. Other than jQuery functions, you have also JavaScript functions. Yeah. 2 links. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Then here I show you the graphical. Okay. Yeah. These, little graphic icons. Yeah. So some company made them. Yeah. So there are about 260 glyphicons available for B3 version. Yeah. So how to use them? Yeah. In my rotate example, I use these 2. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So if you can go to that long list, you can find left arrow, right arrow, up arrow, down arrow. Okay, 4 arrows for your project. How to use here? This is the way to use. Very simple. You use a span element. In the span element, in the class attribute, you include 2 classes. The first one, Graphical class. Okay, the Graphical class tells the web browser you need to go to the Graphical library. That part, the definition of the Graphical, yeah, to get the details of this class. Then the class Graphical name, dash name. So what's dash name? For example, if you want to use this one, you replace that Graphical dash name by Graphical dash repeat. Okay, yeah, Graphical dash repeat, replace that. So then you see that graphics, little graphics. So when you change it to a different one, you just use different name. Yeah, so simple. Yeah, all right. Yeah, but we need to put these Graphicals in 5 buttons. So first, you need to have a button element. Outside, you have a button element. Inside the button, you put the span element, Graphical. Yeah. In my rotate piece example, you can see how did I do it? How I did it, you can see. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Then that rotate figure example. So here, let me explain the rotate figure example. All right. Yeah. First, these 2 figures, to draw these 2 triangles, I use a span element. 2 span elements with the following CSS property related to rotation. Yeah. So if you look at my source code, look at the value of the style attribute. Style, there are many properties in the style attribute. Okay. Look at one of the properties called a transform property. Transform : rotate, parenthesis, degree number and the degree. Yeah. So this one you tell, you rotate the figure. If you change that degree number, you rotate to a different degree. That's simple. Okay. Yeah. All right. For us, left-hand side, we use JavaScript function to change the degree number. Yeah. So what do? We need to change the degree number. Then you rotate it. That's simple. Okay. All right. Then moving left, right, up, down, you change XY coordinate, right? Yeah. So X coordinate, we use the left property, left certain number of pixels, for example, 25 px. Okay. Y coordinate, we use top, let's say 33 px. Okay. All right. If you want to move left and right horizontally, you change the pixel number. Okay. If you move vertically up and down, you change the top pixel number. Px is number. That easy. So easy. All right. Yeah. How to change? Yeah, here, let me show you. Two different ways to change. JavaScript way and jQuery way. All right. Yeah, but here there is one question. When you change, you need to extract the degree number first, right? Yeah. You need to extract the degree number. The question, how to extract the degree number? Okay. How to extract the degree number? Because after you extract the whole property value, you get this rotate parenthesis, degree number and degree. If you remember when we extract XY coordinate, we use parse int JavaScript function. Parse int JavaScript function. Okay. If we extract 25px, okay, this parse int just take the 25 part and drop the px part automatically. Okay, yeah. But when I apply parse int on rotate directly, I will get garbage. Okay, yeah, because the leading part is string. Leading part is string. Okay, so if you apply on this directly, you will get NaN. What's that? Not a number notation. You see, if you display it, you see the NaN. That tells you not a number. Okay, yeah. So we cannot apply on that directly. So how do we apply it? We need to cut off the leading rotate parenthesis. We need to cut off that part. Okay, all right. So the JavaScript way, look at that. Transform, we take the, the style dot transform substring starting from index 7. Okay, we skip the substring from 0 to 6, index 6, 0 through 6. Our first character, we start at location 7 and to the end. Yeah. So what's the 7? Yeah, here. After that, so we start from the degree number and the DEG. Then we take the parse int, we drop that DEG parenthesis part. We just take the number. Okay, this is the JavaScript way. JavaScript way. But for jQuery way, this method won't work. Okay, jQuery way, this method won't work. Yeah, if I do this way, I get garbage. I get garbage. Okay, the similar way. So here I find some way to get around it. Yeah, so my solution to get around. Yeah, if you have a different solution, then you can try it. Okay, you have a different idea, you can try it. But here I just give you my solution. If you want to take this way, you can use my solution. Otherwise, you just use the JavaScript one. Okay, here I create a hidden element. Yeah, so you can see input type hidden. This is a hidden element in our web page. You cannot see it. It's hidden. Nobody can see it. But it is used to store some useful data piece. Here, this degree number is useful. So we want to store it, okay, in a hidden way. Yeah. All right. Then when we need to do the rotation, we need to retrieve this hidden value. How to retrieve using jQuery? This is the way to retrieve. We use the ID number here, then we call the VAL function to retrieve it. We get its value, VAL function, to retrieve its value 0. Okay, its value. After 0 value, then we add 45 degree on this value because we want to rotate 45 degree. Okay, so we add 45 degree clockwise. Positive means clockwise. Okay, yeah. Then we need to change, we need to set the transform property to this new value. Okay, how do we set? Use the jQuery, we use the .css function to set its value. Transform property, double quotes, transform. Yeah. Then the value rotate, parenthesis, this variable, angle2 variable. Yeah. So that's the angle I use to change the value, rotation angle value. Then plus that DG, unit degree, unit name. Yeah. So then you will see, the angle change, and you will see the rotation. Yeah. So that's when you look at my code. Yeah, here I explain. Yeah. Why doing this way? Otherwise, it's hard to understand. Yeah. Why you do this way? Yeah. Here I try my best to explain to help you understand my code. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because after you understand my code, you can modify the code to do the project. If you do not understand the logic behind the code, it's hard to do modification, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So let me look at how much time we have. Yeah, just 10 minutes. Yeah. So let's do another topic, D.2, overview of SQL queries. Yeah. All right. Examples of SQL statements. Now we need to look at how to write the real SQL statements. I need to give you a simple example, simple database example. Then, so we can, do some hands-on exercise. Yeah. So this weekend, I will post exam, binary files, and tutorials. For those who need to install, so you can use my tutorials, download my binary files to do it. After that, you can run my examples. Yeah. So this weekend, you can do that. Yeah. All right. Create a MySQL database first. The first thing, you need to create a database. Inside the MySQL database server, you need to create that blank database, empty database first. All right. Yeah. For our example, I will post one small database example. It's a text file. Yeah. In this text file, I only put one table there, one table and some data. Yeah. So after you download that text file, it's called animal.sql, animaldb.sql. Okay, so there is some animal information inside. Yeah. One table containing some animal information, .db.sql. Okay, then you use a text editor, you can open it. Then you copy and paste everything in this text file, copy and paste in the SQL command window in our PHP MyAdmin. Remember, I talked about our graphical user interface for MySQL management. Yeah, so you need to start, open it. Yeah. Next time I will show you a demo. Yeah. So today because we only have, less than 10 minutes. Today I won't show you the demo. Yeah. Next class, I will, show you these basic things, in the demo. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So it contains a sequence of SQL statements. Yeah. Table definition, the first SQL statement, table definition. Then the second part, data in the table. We need to insert data into the table. So you need another SQL statement. Yeah. All right. So then you run the database script, copy, paste, click the go button, then you execute it. Yeah. So you make the, DBMS execute those commands. So you get this database populated in MySQL database server. So you will see it after that. So you find the link, this database link, you click it, you see the data inside. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So here I put a screenshot of the table definition. This is the table definition. You can see create keyword. Yeah. The keywords, we capitalize the keywords. Okay. SQL keywords, we capitalize. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It is recommended, not required. All right. So the capitalization, it's recommended, not required. Okay. Yeah. So not required. Recommended. So why? Because it's for convention, for the community. In order to make your code friendly for programmers in the community, so you want to adopt the same convention. So this is the most popular way the programmers use in this community. Okay. But occasionally you can see these keywords written in lowercase. Yeah, that could happen. Okay. Sometimes. Yeah. All right. So then what's the table name? Yeah, you need to give a table name. Create table if it not exists. If it exists, don't create it. Otherwise, you override it. Okay? Yeah, because if there is a table called the survey results already there, then you run the command, you override it, right? Yeah. Here, if it's already, don't override it. Okay? Yeah. So here we do some protection. Create table if not exists, then table name. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So then table fields. The first table field called ID field. Then data description. Yeah. int, integer, how many digits? int parenthesis, 11 digits. That's the data size. 11 digits. Okay. Yeah. Not null. Yeah. This is called constraint. So later we will talk about this again. Here I just let you know, not null. So that means when user enter data, this field must be provided. You cannot leave it blank. Leave it blank, that could be null, right? Null value. Later I will talk about null value. Here, not null. So then if you do not provide a value here, your statement won't be accepted. Okay? The DBMS will reject it. Yeah, because we put this constraint, not null constraint. Okay? Yeah. Second one, survey option, another table field. Yeah. var char, variable character. Yeah. So it's a string value. Yeah. How many characters in the string? Up to 20 characters. Yeah. Maximum 20 characters. Yeah. Could be fewer than that. Yeah. Parenthesis 20, not null also. Yeah. Then votes, int, parenthesis 11, not null. So then, remaining things. Yeah. That's the table definition. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. Only 4 minutes left. Any question? When you see the table definition here, do you have any question you want to ask? Understanding anything not easy to understand at this point? You feel all right? Oh, good, good. But if you do not have question, I want to ask you one important question here. You see symbol here? What's that symbol? What's that symbol? It's not single quote. If you look at closely, it's different from single quote, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's backtick. Backtick on your keyboard, you can find keyboard, upper left corner, backtick. Okay? Yeah. Why we use this backtick symbol here? There is some reason. It's not single quote. Yeah. Later, you will see we will use single quote, double quotes in different places. Yeah, but not here. Here, only this place, we use this special symbol, backtick symbol. Do you know why is that? What's the reason for that? There is some important reason. The reason here, if I explain here, the reason related to all right, so the reason related to yeah, I try to find appropriate language. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, I need to, yeah. All right, so let me just write, avoid keywords. Okay, keywords. Yeah, I hope you can see it. Yeah, keywords. Oh, yeah. All right, try my best. Yeah. All right. So what's that? Think about if you do not use this pair of backtick symbols. Okay. If you happen to put SQL keywords there, then you will get trouble. SQL keywords, if happen to be SQL keywords, then the DBMS will complain. Yeah, because syntax error. You put the wrong keywords there, all right? But here, you want to tell DBMS, I put this word here, I do not want to use it as keyword. I just want you to use as the literal name. So you put a pair of backticks to tell DBMS. Just treat it as literal. Do not interpret it as keyword. Okay? Do not interpret as keyword. Then you avoid the syntax error. Avoid the syntax. Otherwise, you may get a syntax error because you may not know you happen to use some bad keywords because there are a large number of keywords. How do you know all the keywords, right? How do you know? Yeah, in this way, you don't have that trouble. Okay, yeah, you're fine. Yeah, all right, that's the reason. Yeah, that's it. So next time we will complete the remaining slides.